Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Creeper World 4. That is right, we are back heading into the colonies section for a pack map. I did see the pack shaper adaptation 2, and I wanted to see if there was a 1, because I like to do them in series if possible, although my first person shooters are not. They are sort of going kind of backwards, but that's okay, that's okay. There is no 1 version, so let us just check it out and see how it goes. I think we should be okay. But again, we are not doing the easier version. We have a death assist as a system online, is the data extraction and threat halt assistant, DETHA. And yeah, basically saying these are all our standard things. We have crimsonators, we have everything basically that we need. We need at least level 1 to turn things on. We need urns, standard stuff for the pack. Are we ready to go? So there are a few tips that we can go. So use urns to rapidly construct more tools. Okay, we do need to do that, of course. We have to create new things in various forms, use them effectively, which we shall, I hope. Yeah, we do need a steady supply of creep. Static adaptation, blah, 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 blah. There we go. Plenty of blahs. Don't mean to skip over. I do appreciate all the things that the developers put into this. I just want to get going. This looks like it's going to be a lot of fun or a lot of challenge. I don't know. As you can see, look at that. That looks disgusting. That's pretty much the only way to put that. That looks disgusting. Over here, we do have one there, though of the flying variety. We will be starting in this corner over here with a free emitter, which is nice. Always good to have a free emitter. I am a fan of that. And yeah, what weapons do we have? We have air sackers. We have sporelies, floods, sporefuls. So a lot of these will shoot out whatever they are processing. You know, sporelies and sporefuls are spores. Blubbers are blobs. Eggers are blobs with eggs. We got skimmers. We got lures. We got floods. But floods need 250,000 creepers, so not necessarily going to be a very quick thing. We have a limited amount of earn power to start, so we definitely will want to get that going. But first of all, we need to just build up a pile of creep. Of course, we need our creep, and yeah, I think that is level 1. Get the creep built, get this going, get some mesh out there, and see how it goes. So, from here, what are we going to do? We are going to transparent our creep so we can see our units. We are going to hide paths because those always get in the way, are kind of gross. And there we go. This is now online, so the starting area, which is essentially a given, is officially ours. Let's toss some emitters out here, try and spread. We want to get to here and let that sort of start building for us as soon as possible, but we don't have field gens. So that is one thing to note. No field gens means we can't push the creep around, but hey, we got 3 power. Does not quite look like there is any power in the vicinity that we can sort of snag, so we are kind of stuck at 3 power for at least a little while. And that can be a little bit of a challenge. You know, power is important, and being stuck at 3, not exactly what I want to see, but that's okay. We will start with just doing some standard affair with our emission, and we will sort of try and take over some land. Again, we do want to push to the top, so I should be pushing in that direction, I will say. But as you can see, we are starting to take over some of these. We actually have a little bit of creep seeding down here, which should help us expand. More free generation, more good. Let's toss down some mesh over here because we don't want creep in this area, but we just want to pull it out. So I'm going to mesh up basically everything. I want to make everything nice and thick. Thick creep in our back lines because we are spreading out just as we desired. As we can see, we are almost to our goal, which is getting it in there. Perfect. I was really afraid that wasn't going to turn on, but it did. We took those out. We're pushing in. Not too shabby at all. The creep over here is still spreading, but we are coming to a point where, you know, it's not as easy. Again, we only have 3 power, and I think that's the biggest problem currently, is the fact that our power is so limited that there isn't that much that we can do. I do want to get some emitters over here, and with the creep spreading. As you can see, this is making a nice solid base for us. We no longer need this emitter here because the creep or the mesh has connected, so that emitter will keep all of our mesh on, and we can start moving things around. Let's see if we can emitter push here. I don't know. I would love it if that were possible, but I don't know if our emitters can handle it. We may need some generation of some crimson. In fact, I think that may help more than anything else. Let's get some crimsonation generated on this side. That may help with our push. I definitely don't want this anti-creep to build up because that is causing all sorts of problems. But we are pushing into the sniper, which is fantastic. This, again, look, we have seeded. We are golden. And let us, again, spread the mesh around. Get the mesh all nice and close. I'm not gonna move into the where we are sort of flowing just yet. Get an emitter right there. Yeah, move it up. Moving that emitter up, of course. Always want to be pushing very hard when you're doing an emitter push. The closer they get, the better. So it looks like we did take out a little bit more. This should fall fantastic. And actually, what's really nice is we did gain access. There was a missile launcher here, so we can start bombarding this and trying to say, turn that off. That's something that I think would be a lot of use to us. But for now, let's keep working, because if we can fully take this area, I think it will be very strong for us. We are now going to mesh up this, because this should really mess with them. It will pull the creep from the back to the front. As you can see, it is hurting our front lines to have this mesh building up, but now that it is built up, we will be pushing substantially harder. Because look at this, all of the creep is just being slurped to the front lines. That's where we want it. We have some crimson. Now, will it turn this on? I don't quite know. Unfortunately, this is not yet turned on. So let us move it to say here. No? Still no? Still no? Really? There we go. We did get it on. We're almost just in. They are taking damage. Up here, as you can see, this is just sort of happening, but look at this defense. There really isn't anything we can do to that just yet. We want to build our back lines, build up creep generation. We are taking out their elements, and this is perfect. This is what we wanted to see. We wanted to get up there, get golden, and really push into them. This should turn on fantastic, which will now basically guarantee eliminate that tower, or cannon? I keep calling towers cannons. I want this M-Rift. This M-Rift is the goal. There's still a sniper there, so I can't just put down, say, one... it's not gonna work. I can't just put down one lone launcher, but look at that. It's gooing up. Oh, it's so close. The M-Rift is taking damage. It is happening. It has fallen, which means this has no power, which means this is now ours. We gained an emitter. This area shall fall too. Fantastic. That's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see this area fall. It can't come back. No more energy from there. So now all we have to do is wait for a second. Now what are we going to do? So again, we do have spores, we have blobs, we have basically everything we could want. So I think we're just going to start maybe trying to pepper this area just a little bit. So say if we say 3 skimmers and say, you know, let's just try a couple eggers and see how it goes. We don't want them too close together because they do absorb creep, as you can see right there. If we untransparent the creep, you can see, look at them suck it up, and they are sucking it from our system. So it's not the best, but oh, that emitter, look at that baby. It is filling that area up. It is ours. That is what we wanted to see. I hope that's connected to here. I don't know how these little pipes connect, but that's ours, so yay. It is an impeller with a debug of N. Yes? Do we want it to be yes? Do we want it to be N? I don't know. I'm gonna leave it as the base settings. As you can see, there goes the there goes the skimmers. Not necessarily doing the most, but look at that. It shut down an entire section, which, I mean, to be fair, isn't that important. I want them more to go into here, such as this egger right there. Boom, blew up something, dropped its egg payload. Apparently the eggs were on the outside. Unfortunate. And again, look at how few energy we have. again, no energy. We've taken this section, we've taken this, we've taken over here. Not a single urn at our disposal. But I think our next big push is to actually get into here, because this does not look like it is our friend. It looks like it's going to be producing a lot of anti-creep. And with that, I think we're going to need to mesh up as well. Let's transfer anti-creep yet again, because we were having some issues seeing. And we want to make sure this is meshed up and this is meshed up back here. Again, mesh is quite useful in this regard because it will spread out the creep for when we do these drops of things. So I'm actually going to do some drops of things. Let's drop... we want this destroyed. Is there actually... I do not see any snipers in there. So I'm going to take these two, of course, because we want specified launchers. So let's just drop one there. Let's drop one there. Both of you. You are going to be blobs, and you are going to be at the location. Yes, because we need both of these turned off in order to turn this on. I'm hoping it's one of the super powerful ones like this. This is 100 every 0.5. What's this one over here? This is 50 every 0.5. So this is twice as good as what we want to see. Let's see if these can get involved. Alright, blobs. You have 2 seconds. Boom. Turned it on. 250 every second. That is quite the emitter. Let's make sure this emitter stays on. We're going to keep those blobs there. Make sure it does. I mean, it should start pushing. And yeah, it was able to push into the nullifiers. We have done it. Yeah, that's pretty fantastic. That is going to be a huge help for us. I mean, look at it drain this anti-creep. Okay, so it looks like we did take this area specifically just with these launchers. I'm not going to complain about that. I am quite happy to see that. And let us again spread this mesh around. Maybe we shouldn't have it nearly as spread, but I kind of like seeing a nice line, a nice wall, because we are going to be using all of our bonus things quite well. Now, oh gosh, sorry for the zooming, that is my fault, I hit the wrong thing. And as you can see, this is now spreading nicely. I mean, we should have broken through the walls, basically. We're pushing from both sides. We've taken these 3, which is great. As we can see... Oh, they come over here. Okay, so they come to the back, apparently. So that is another reason why we want mesh in the back, because it is coming from the back. We want to push it to the front. And this is the worrisome part, because look at that. You are a problem. So we are going to need to honestly go around you. And of course, another problem that we are having is that's just sucking up a whole lot of creep. And we can't just destroy it with... I mean, there's too many there to be sniped, unfortunately. So we want this area. I just want this to be taken over as quickly as possible. And then we are going to work down this side, I think. So let us get some emission on this side, see if we can turn them on, and that should work its way around as well. Again, we're going to mesh up. That way the back creep does get pulled to the front that much better. Without the field gens, we are in quite a little bit of a pickle. So we do need this to go. I think if we can take that out, we're going to be in a pretty decent spot. So yeah, we don't need you anymore. You have served your purpose over there. Maybe we do want some crimson on the side, because if we can take out just a few towers, I think we'll be, again, in a pretty decent spot. We still only have 3 power, though. What is up with this? 3 power is no power whatsoever. I do not like it at all. But we are making it in. We are inching closer with our 3 power. And I think we're at the point where we do have plenty of creep over here. Again, this is just naturally pushing because of that powerful emitter. And there is another emitter over here that we could turn on, but I don't think we can... With those snipers there, they may be in range. I'm not 100% sure. But again, the anti-creep is struggling to keep up as well. I'm not super worried about that. I think what we can do is just toss another couple of skimmers. Maybe we'll toss 1, 2, 3, and maybe we'll toss another couple of eggers. Push them a little bit further back. Again, keep them in the mesh. And you know what, maybe we can put the skimmer in here, because that area looks like it is quite populated with the creep. That should fill up real quick. We are doing our tiny push, though. Our tiny push is working. I just want to get... Oh, we are in range of the true bombardment, though. Oh, we just need to get this pylon, I think. But the true bombardment is hitting hard. And there really isn't anything we can do against that currently. I do wish Play as Creep maps could get some form of anti-air. As you can see, look at all those skimmers getting just destroyed along the side. But look at that, it shut off this pylon, which shuts off all of this. Except for that, because there's a little energy thing. But it's, for the most part, it is shutting off quite a bit. So shutting off that pylon, huge rewards. Let's mesh this up yet again. That way, if we have so much more creeper up here, because we're pulling it from the back, then yeah, we'll be in a much better position, because that's not going to know what to shoot the best. It's going to always go for the deepest. It's going to cause some problems for it. And look at this, we have taken this. Let us, again, mesh up. We do not want them taking this back. Oh, that is beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. It looks like this left for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it leaves to get power. So in that time that it left, oh, some problems arose that they could not deal with, unfortunately. Now the mesh is unfortunately not able to make it to here, so we are going to lose some ground. And over here, we are still not making the official push. We do have some mortars, so we can technically lure them away. But I don't think it's the mortars that are the problem. But let's see. If we've tossed our lure here, that will attract those two, and maybe that will be just enough. But look, that is a beast. It is fine. But it will run out of power, and maybe it has to move, and when it does, I don't know. That is quite valid and potential. But, oh, the mesh did make it. Oh, the mesh made it, which is glorious. It means they cannot get this back. Oh, happy days indeed. Let's make sure we mesh up here. We do not want them to get that back either. Whatever we take, we have to keep as ours. This is the harder of the two maps. We can see that, yes, they are still pushing back in here relatively well. And you know what? Now that we've taken this, I think I'm actually going to more so focus on that. Unfortunately, our push over here didn't quite work out as intended, but I think more importantly, we want to take this for our own. So let's definitely do that. Let's grab 3 launchers, boom, and boom. And we are going to just make them blobs, of course. Blobs at a location. Boom. We want 1. Oh, okay. Blobs at a location. 1, 2, 3. We'll destroy the first, then we'll keep it moving. This energy is coming through, but don't really care about that. That energy matters not. These are effectively dead. This has plenty of power. We are on ×2 speed. I don't want to go too fast, but let's see. Yes, the blobs can come out before the nullifier gets rebuilt. And in fact, I don't even know why I'm doing this, because I could just be way more effective at this. If I destroy this, and I say launcher right here, blob location, that Emrift. I think this can dance in between these towers and hit this Emrift. That's what I want to see. This blob is the blob of champions. Let us see it when it does come out. I want to follow this blob. There it is. Look at him go. He is weaving. He is bobbing. Oh, and that is the gloriousness that we wanted to see. I'm not even going to bother with anything else. They want to rebuild that Emrift. Good for you, but you are completely dead. These nullifiers will shut off due to lack of power, and we have taken this for ourselves. As you can see, again, there is a good amount of generation in this area, so I don't think mesh can cross this, but it does seem to be filled in, so maybe it can. So this should fill out basically everything we have. Again, a beautiful, beautiful element. But look, that emitter's on 100 every 0.5. This one's 50 every 0.5. Not as bad, but look at the anti-creep go. We have officially taken that for our own. This still has plenty of ammo. This has plenty of ammo. We're not necessarily doing strong pushes there, but look, look, look. The creep is closing. They have no power. The anti-creep is ending, but they have a little bit of fight left, but we're able to use that to our advantage thanks to this emitter down here too. So, yes. A new area under our control. Let's times 2 it. It should melt. That is what we want to see. And again, we are going to just mesh it up. Fantastic. Because again, once this is meshed up, hopefully we'll be able to flow out, and that will be it for the creep. Looks like this has been taken. The mesh is going. They have a tiny resistance, but come on. That is done. Let's take a look at the grand scheme of things as things stand now. Again, this is already a fight. Again, it's mostly our power. We have like no power generation. We are almost to the halfway point of the map. And let's untransparent the creep and see. So you can see our creep is now going to be rising, I think, fairly steadily thanks to this area, which is fantastic. But I think, you know, we do have the access to the floods. They do take quite a long time. I think we are going to want a few. So I'm going to toss down one, let that just absorb this emitter's worth. And as you can see, look at that. It absorbed all of that. It's only 2% complete. It's only 2% complete. That is terrible. But that's okay, because we have ways to keep pushing. We are going to keep using our fantastical emitters. This should gain the ability to turn on. There we go. And we're going to try and sort of cut off this section, because this is kind of focused on over here. So if we can sort of push this way, I think we'll be in a pretty good spot. Although it's not looking like we're going to be able to push very, very well. Again, without having the field gens. And I think here's the real problem, the fact that we don't have field gens to our name. That is what worries me the most. Let's toss down a couple skimmers, because they can get active, and just, even if they get shot down, they will still destroy. And I think that is very important as well. We'll even toss down some crimson. Where do we want crimson? I mean, I kind of want crimson on this side, but, you know, that's not necessarily pushing too great. I am afraid that this emitter is actually sucking up way, or not emitter, this flood, but it is 26% of the way there. So look at that. They blew them all up, but look at the fall. Oh, there we go. We got a little bit there. We shut off this entire area, so I am kind of hoping that the push can happen. Look at that. It is pushing substantially better. We are going to toss down a new emitter. We're going to put down some mesh as well, because we took this land. It was a small, small push, but it was a push. And that allows us to get some mesh down, which allows us to get that much closer. So you can see, just that tiny bit. It might not seem like much, but it is a huge victory for what we are trying to accomplish. It looks as though the airship has left as well. So, fantastic. I do want to get on board with that, but I really like that little skimmer push. It wasn't much, but it was kind of like just enough to keep everything stunned and to get that just bounce forward, because all of the mortars were turned off. And I think that's what we need to do yet again. I might even toss a skimmer down over here, because if we can shut that down, again, there goes all of the power. And look, the skimmers are falling. Their corpses are hitting exactly what we want. You can't stop them all. And there we go. The skimmers have shut this area down. Our creep is actually coming in. But do we have it in us to take it? I don't know. It looks like we're pretty close. Oh, emitters. Oh, you can go, emitter. You can do it. Yes, get that much closer. Get the mesh in. just get closer. This did come back. Unfortunately, I did not maximize my time over here, but we did get closer, which is fantastic. We are just working on this section, so we can get an emitter there, destroy that emitter there, and hopefully this will turn on. Look at the planes over here. The planes are not going very friendly to us, which is okay. It's not their job to be friendly to us. They had just enough there. Oh, okay. That is actually bombing here. I didn't realize they were bombing so far away. So that is part of my problem right there. Oh, we did it. We reached over here. That is beautiful. This is gonna lose power. Power is gone. We will win here. Again, we are just creeping up. And this airship is back, but because we have meshed this up, this area never gonna have power again. I am thrilled to see that. So, okay, let's see. How is our flood doing? Are you almost done? Look at the pain that the flood has caused this area. Oh, flood. But, again, it's a free emitter once it is done. So this will be sort of production highway, if you will. They were able to rebuild that. They were able to push it off of that. Unfortunate. Oof, this is definitely a bear of a map. Again, I would love to use blobs. Honestly, eggers may do well because they'll at least release a wave of creep after they're done. But probably not enough. Look at that. See that one sporely? It's just draining this area. That's actually causing more problems than anything else. Thankfully, though, they don't have anything to shoot this, and so they're just trying to build, creating an awful, awful sound. But what is that over here? That is a flood core. Our flood is complete, which means this should fill up. It should fill up our lands yet again. That is what we wanted to see. So I think that's going to help substantially. Our creep production will be rising at a very good level now. You can see all of the spores landing. Not spores, skimmers. But look at that. The creep is flooding in. That is what we wanted to see. We wanted to see this. And we want this to leave. So I'm going to really pay attention to this one over there. The one over here, definitely want to leave too. But this area, not too much of a fan of. I am definitely more afraid of this side because of all the Air Force. It's a lot of Air Force. So we want to take out this. If we take out this, it will be a solid win for us. Let's transparent the creep again. Still at 3 power, though. Like, that's what's the most obnoxious thing, is we are still at 3 freaking power. Why is it not allowing us to go, go to 4? Go to 5, maybe? But... yeah, not quite, unfortunately. The mission, I don't think you'll turn on, because I can't see. I mean, it looks like it should even. You know what? Let's even work on this area a bit more, because we come over here, and we toss down that lure. Say right there. That lure is going to actually help us at a very, very big level. Oh my god! I had no idea lures work for airships? Oh, happy days indeed. That changes everything. Okay. So if we toss, say, a lure here, that should turn on just from the... Ooh, come on. Just, yeah. See, now, this is just gonna shoot over there. Forever. Who cares? Our power is now being used for lures. That is all our power is going to be used for, and look at this, just because of these lures. Ooh, look at that. Oh, happy days indeed. I could cry right now. Little tears all over the place. I apparently have a massive deficit because I was putting something down, so let's transparent the creep. Where is my massive deficit? It says I have a deficit of 2. Do lures cost 3? The lures are still working, though. Oh, I put down 3 lures. How did that happen? No. No, 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 lures. I don't want 3 lures there. That was my fault. I thought I was putting down eggers. Egger, 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 egger. Hopefully, we will use this to take this officially. But again, you can see we are able to mesh forward even further. Their range is just so very good. Oh, we are creeping into their area. Look at that. It is happening. That is a thing of beauty. Look, the eggers did even make it. Egged this. So again, another area that is fallen, in essence. As you can see, we are taking it. It is ours. This is gonna get meshed up. Once the mesh gets in there, there is no stopping us. So this is going to fall. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You can see, again, mortars don't like that little thin creep, and it is hitting these M-rifts. There they go. Fallen and forgotten. There is nothing left that they are going to be able to do up here. And we are officially, I would say, at half of the map. It's taking its sweet time, but I think we've made a pretty good amount of progress already. So I'm very happy for that. I want to just finish this area off. I want us to control this half. Excuse me. And the question now is, what do we do? Oh boy, we have so much more to do. I want to make sure we mesh this up because he's coming back. He is going to cause all sorts of problems, but we're going to use some lurage on him. We have 2 earn power, so I'm assuming I did remove a lure. So I want to see if I toss a lure here. Will he be shooting that? No. So that is out of range, unfortunately. But that is in range of him, which is good. So the question is, how do we breach this gap? Actually, one thing I really want to do is somehow destroy this. We don't have stashes. An emitter right underneath, I don't think is going to do anything. So, unfortunately, I don't think we can quite destroy that. We have plenty of planes over there. That's causing all sorts of problems. Over here, again, there are some good things. Let's just toss down a lot because this does spawn quite a lot, and at a minimum, it will use their energy faster. We do have the 1 field gen, which is fantastic. Not field gen, flood. So, as you can see, we are still just tossing these down. Our creep is still high, even though we are absorbing it. Let's see if any of these make it across. The anti-creep is so high over there, it's crazy. But again, I just want to sort of use up their energy. Oh, wow, they're actually making it in it. Look at that. I am very happy for that. I was not expecting any to make it in. Alright. I should follow this up with blobs, shouldn't I? So, let's get some blobs going, because if we can just overwhelm the ships, which I was not expecting to be able to do, if we can just overwhelm the ships, then let us overwhelm them with things that will destroy the world. Again, trying to spread them out so they don't all suck up on the same level. Ooh, did I suck up too much? Yeah, that is a good amount of blobs that come out of each one. So I think we're going to be in a pretty good state. As you can see, this is still producing quite a lot of creep. We are actually... they were spread out enough that I think they are still charging at a decent clip. But will any make it to, say, the airfield? Because if we can shut off their airfield, ooh, that's gonna be spicy. No ammo. Oh, it worked. The no ammo system did work over there. If we can get rid of their air, I think that is the biggest win for us right now. Because the air is what's really holding us down over here. So we want to see airfields destroyed. Not just individual planes. Not just that. I would love it for you to destroy the field itself. That is what I want you to see. Or destroy. But it doesn't quite look like we got that many down. But again, we've done quite a good bit of work. That is back in action, unfortunately. Creep, we need to wait to regenerate, in essence, at this point. We still have 1 earn power, so I probably should just have an emitter down. No reason not to be filling more creep elsewhere. Unfortunately for us, this has plenty of power. It's going to shoot pretty much all of these blobs. We did destroy some planes, so I think another assault just like that will do wonders. But we need to rebuild our supplies. As you can see, our creep levels, they've definitely been drained quite a little bit. I don't even know if meshing this will help, but might as well, I suppose. It's its own little island. Luckily, they don't rebuild planes, as you can see. It does look like we got an Emrift over there, but they are rebuilding it, understandably so. But again, that just does help us entirely. The creep, look at that. The flood is working. Everything is still happening. We are going to do another assault like that, except we're going to try and mix them together this time, because I definitely didn't mix them together. I was sort of doing one, then I did another. So let's just do Sport, some of these. Mostly, actually, I should put these in the back, because they're faster. So if I put those in the back, and then we're just going to do Blobs. A couple of Blobs here and there. You know, fill up the area. Use up their power yet again. And then we're going to use eggers in here, because that will drop eggs. And again, the creep that it generates is actually fantastic. Just wave after wave of all of this goodness. You can see the blobs, you can see the spores. Oh, the mesh is working so wonderfully to spread out our creep and charge all of our weapons up. Again, this just got back, and it's already under half energy, which is fantastic. You can see, boom, 1 airfield destroyed. Oh, I think that's the eggers doing its job. Oh, it looks like we even have somehow freed this, but it's unfreed again. Okay, that's fine. But I will take it. An airfield destroyed is a substantial win for us. Again, they are still holding quite well. Yeah, the eggers are great, but they only come out in like 3 of them. But you can see, out of ammo yet again on this one. So now we want to see, how is our creep? Levels not too high, unfortunately. We do want to, so this has to go all the way back there to recharge. So we have some time. So we're going to let things build up again, which is good. That's what we want to see. And let us get going with another assault, because again, we want to keep the pressure up. Now that we've drained their ammo, a lot of what they are going to do is going to be under our jurisdiction. Again, we want to get the planes. If we can get all of the planes destroyed, I think we can officially push through this. And look, because we are spreading them out, because we are not doing things, you can see, we are just taking over the area. 1 is coming back, but again, ooh, that might be more airfields. Oh, come on, get the airfield too. Just get the airfield. It looked like it was getting close, unfortunately. One of you blobs. You're just going after the ships. You're just going after the ships. But our wave of blobs is hitting yet again. This Emrift, very stable though. That Emrift is very impressive. But again, we just hit a couple of ships, unfortunately. This is wave after wave of our own blobs that we are sacrificing to the gods. We could put down more floods. More floods would really fill this up, but it takes so long to get a flood. If you saw before, I mean, I don't want to just load up on the floods. I think we can do it with just these waves. Again, we are so close to here. And realistically, we might even be able to start pushing. Yeah, it would be very, very tight. I definitely want to keep meshing the front lines. Keep it meshilated. But can we... Let us see. We have... Is that not turned on anymore? No, it is. There we go. So that is just being... So again, this is wasted. you can actually see our creep is flowing in. So we are actually making pushes. I think what I'm actually going to do is move this mortar, or lure. I was going to say mortar lure, but it's just a lure. I'm going to move it to over there, so it's a little bit closer, so when this comes around, it really doesn't shoot here. I think we can make our push through this gap right there, because it's looking good. I mean, look, we are pushing into their lands. We have the creep generation. We have, we're getting through their plains because we destroyed so many of them, to be fair. Let's get an emitter right on the front lines. That should help hold that spot. But again, look, our creep is coming in. Okay. It's so slow. How is the creep looking? Are they ready for another push? It looks like we have built up a solid block. Most fantastic. How is their energy? Their energy is looking really good, so we just want to wear their energy down, and that energy wearing down is definitely the skimmers. There are plenty of skimmers that come out, so we want to wear their energy down with something like that. Plenty. See, look at how many come out, so we want to just wear them down. Once they are out of energy, that's when we want to go with the eggs, or the blubbers, and the eggers and things like that, because that's out of ammo. This is getting substantially lower. Up here, we're definitely looking like the ammo is falling, so let's actually start with the eggers. There we go. So if we can actually get eggers to the opposite side now because we've worn down their energy, I think that's going to be a wonderful, amazing thing for us. Because again, eggers carrying eggs, they're just payloads. They are just going to drop their payload in the opposite side. And yeah, it's going to be very, very hard for them to deal with once we do that. Again, we're just going to say, look at how much creep these eggers are dropping. Even with them being destroyed, we're actually taking out anti-creep, and we're just making a foothold in their side now. That is what I want. I want this foothold, because now we can even toss an emitter over here, I think. I don't know why it hasn't turned on. It definitely should have been deep enough. There we go. So now we have an emitter on their side of the map. Look at that. It has been taken, and look, we're actually pushing through the hole as well. That is a thing of beauty. So we are making progress. We're not quite there. Again, this emitter isn't going to be doing that much, but as you can see, we have gained some semblance of a foothold. Again, the anti-creep is dropping. We are still out-creeping them, which is fantastic. We do have a tiny foothold on their side, which I want to expand even further. This should cut out their green R, which I don't think they're doing anything with their green R, so that's fine. But, again, this will always be there. This will be that thorn in their side, draining anti-creep from this area as well, which is actually a huge benefit to us. And what are we going to do? We're getting our creep back up. We're going to go with skimmers. We're going to waste all the ammo of these ships, because that is how we make our assault. We cannot have them have ammo. So we need, again, these spawn so many that is how we waste their ammo. Just spawning, and spawning. And then once we've spawned enough, and we're wasting their ammo, that's when we go with the eggers. Because again, the eggers are what's going to drop that creep payload. And that payload is what is actually, actively, that's what generated land for us. So, yes. As you can hear, they are still fighting. Look at that. Needs ammo as planned. That is exactly what we want to see. All of the aircraft are gone. It's a beautiful thing. The eggers are coming. How are you still? There we go. That's right. You are done. Our eggers. Perfect timing. That's what we want to see. Look, the eggers were coming. Just ran out of ammo. And that means these eggers are all going to be able to carry their payload over the wall, and with carrying their payload over the wall, they are going to be able to drop ship creep in. There's nothing they can do about it now. We actually have emitters on the high ground. We don't need these mortar lures up here anymore. And look at this, the entire area is ours. Emitter, emitter, emitter. Let's just emit. We don't care about anything else. We want this to connect up. We want to get mesh from here to here, ideally. So, again, the eggers are still moving. The mesh is kind of happening. We are getting so much closer. Oh, we do have a little bit of a... Ooh, we have a bit of a connection. And that's okay. Again, we're going to mesh this all up so nothing can be rebuilt up here for sure. But, ooh, I'm actually thinking about it. We probably need another lure. Unfortunate for us, but that is okay, because if we say put the lure right there and that turns on, then we are going to have this ship and this ship shooting that one lure over there when it is within range. Yes, and that is going to help our push substantially yet again. Again, no airplanes to remain. The mesh is filling in, which is what we want to see. So, yeah. Once we connect this up, we are going to be in a golden spot, because this is going to fill this with so much creep. Because again, we're pulling from the back, moving to the front. That is entirely the goal. Keep this mesh going. It's so close to connected. We have connected it up, I think. So if we turn off transparent creep, we should see, you can see creep actually starting to flow up top. This should really beef this up with the creep from the back. But yes, we are taking this land now. The back has a strong connection to the front. They cannot stop us yet again. We are going to go with skimmers to drain their energy. I really wish I had, honestly, even stashes, something that I could put under those so I could potentially destroy it. It's okay, it's not the end of the world, but yes, we are going to drain their energy, and we are doing that with the skimmers. Skimmers to drain, not to mention skimmers are just great. I mean, skimmers are fantastic, but skimmers to drain, and then eggers to spread the creep. I think this is probably a solid way to do it. I would love to use spores, but the anti-creep is just too deep that spores won't make a huge impact, and I think that's the biggest problem, is the creep is just way too deep currently. So, but look at that. Duh, look at it. We've taken the entire top yet again. It's a shame you're shooting just there. It is unfortunate for you. We do not have the amount of creep needed to... Oh, but we also got that emitter and some spores. Look at that. It's a beautiful thing. We've joined things up that were previously not. Mesh up the world yet again. See, again, the egg payload is a lot of creep that just hits. So, yeah. Ooh, look at that. We've even taken some pretty good grounds right here. This is a nice area to take. They had an M-rift right there. Oh, jeez, look at that. We even have our own stash that I was talking about. Ooh, let's transparent that creep. Look at it flow. Look at the mesh. We are able to get mesh everywhere now. You know, this was taking its time, but I think we made a pretty solid headway. Now, look at that. Look at how many ships there are. And what do we need to do? I mean, realistically, we need to continue doing the same thing yet again, which is drain their energy. And that is the problem that we are going to have. Because ultimately speaking, there's a lot of them that need their energy drained. They have infinite energy. As you notice, their use is 0. So, you know, it's always, I don't know, infinite energy for me, I'm not that big of a fan of, because it sort of ruins one of the big aspects of a pack map to me, which is, oh, how can I strategically eliminate their energy? Like right here, we're taking this out. What does this do? Nothing. They have infinite energy. So who cares if I take out these mines? It matters not, you know? So, you know, that's just a thing of mine. But we are going to let this sort of roll over for a few minutes. Because while we do want to, you know, start draining their energy, we want to control whatever our creep is going to control first. Realistically, there's no reason to start working on their energy until we officially finish spreading. And yeah, look at that. A pretty solid map. A good picture. Not too bad. Again, time-wise, not doing the best. But this is the harder version, so I'm hoping this is actually a decent time for the harder version. I have no idea. But you know what's still the scariest thing about everything, though? We still only had 3 power. 3 power. We have never had more than 3 power from the beginning. And it's not a bad thing at all. You know, I mean, we didn't need more than 3. But it really takes away from some of the aspects that you're allowed to do, you know? I mean, I don't feel like I'm impactful in creating things, but I can't create a wall of spores and say, okay, spores, hit this right here. That's what I want you to hit. Can't do that. You know, we can add a cheeky crimsonator here. You know, maybe that's what we need to do. Sure. But it's not as impactful as I would like it to be, personally. So what else do we have? Did I miss a lure somewhere? Is this lure back here still active? It looks like it is. No longer need you. You have served your purpose. Senior lure. We are moving forward. So again, not forgetting the lure. I have done that in the past. We don't even have enough creep up here to turn on these emitters. I want to take over this land just because it's looking a little dry. But yeah, our creep is looking quite problematic. As you can see, let's see how these spores go. Even over here. Yep. Spores. Let's see. We have sporefuls. Let's see what sporeful is. Those are 2 sporefuls. And we should have sporelees too. So, 2 sporelees. Boom. Okay, so they get instantly gigged, which is fine. So, okay, so sporelees fire in random directions. Which actually, again, if you're talking about using energy, that's not that bad, right? But, okay, maybe I put down too many. Back to the hit list. And what is the hit list? The hit list is indeed Skimmers to rule the world. Again, it spawns so many Skimmers that it just makes them shoot so much. This is where all of their energy is going to go. You can already hear the sniping happening. We have so many to get through, though, so I'm just going to really supercharge the Skimmers. I don't really think anything but Skimmers is going to be able to even possibly get through this. And, you know, even, okay, so that is officially out of ammo. All the ones on the front lines cannot get jigged with ammo. But look, even with all of these Skimmers, even with all of them, there is nothing that, like, they're just getting fed too fast. We did take over this area up here, which is fantastic. But look at that, Nothing is getting through this, and their energy is solid still. So, yeah, I am not too keen on that. But that's okay, because we are going to do some... Another wave coming in. Perfect. Always happy to see that. We are going to toss down a lure. Ooh, look at that. I think that is the prime function that we need to do. Lures are at the bottom. There we go. So let's toss down a lure. Let's keep it, say, right there. Hopefully that turns on. I think it is. But it's just out of range, so that's fine. So let's actually move it to there. If we destroy that, there we go. These 2 are just going to fire there, which means we can actually push here, which is great. That is what we want to see. We do want some mesh here. if we can actually get into this, and again, we're just going to try and lure our way in. That's what I think we need to do. So on this side, if we get rid of, say, you, if we now, say, toss a lure and leave them shooting over here forever, hopefully. It is active. Boom. Now both of them are going to shoot there forever, which means this can now get in. As you can see, the creep is flowing. They don't actually have enough defense to actually stop when our lure is down. So that's actually quite nice for us. Don't need this Crimsonator anymore as well. So, we are actually pushing him, which is fantastic. But these two are now a problem for us, so we need a new lure set. So, we have, if that can activate, we can now remove this one, hopefully. Maybe not. I want that shield down first. So if the shield can come down... I think this lure is actually a problem. No, lure, I'm sorry. You are too much of a problem. We just want this shield to fall, because that's shooting perfectly. And if we can just stop that from shooting, or hitting our main area, maybe this lure will activate and be just far enough away that we can actually get to the shield. Because the shield is starting to die. As you can see, this side, we are getting substantially closer. Not quite where we need to be, but closer. That side might actually be easier, too. Maybe that is the case. But the shield is down. Perfect, perfect, perfect. That is what we wanted to see. So now we can destroy this lure. And with this lure destroyed, we might even be able to push further with our Crimsonator. Because we can push in just a little bit. So our goal is to push in just past to where it's shooting and lure behind us. Get some mesh in there as well. Yes. Push, mesh, push. Oh, you can do it. You are Crimsonated mesh. Oh, this push is very, very strong. But again, we have actually built up our fair bit of creep yet again. So let us get the infamous, infamous wave of Skimmers again. With some of them shooting as much as they are, this should actually be a bit more impactful now, which is fantastic. I don't even know where those are going. They are just off on a wild ride. And I appreciate that. Cause a distraction, use up their energy even more, and then we're going to send in the ones with the eggs. Again, the eggers, hopefully, will be a distraction. The eggers, I think, are going to be the biggest distraction, because they will cause piles of creep to appear that they may not be prepared for. And if they start shooting that instead, that would be incredible. In fact, can we get a lure? Oh, my. Oh, okay. Well, let's actually keep this going, because this is pushing just that little bit more. Oh, now, do we have the capability to lure? Alright, so this side, you're doing great this side, but I don't care about it. I'm sorry. I don't really care about this side. I care about... it's too much. If we lure right here... It's too far back. Too far back. I don't really understand this right there. Doesn't look like it connects up to anything. That would be an awesome spot for a lure. But it doesn't quite look like it's connecting. Too much juice going on. How are they doing energy-wise? Those are almost out of energy, actually. Interesting. So the energy wars is working, actually, with the front lines. So I have to think that that is part of it. Again, use what uses up the most energy. So they are not able to refill as fast, even though they have... Oh, wait! They're at a deficit! We destroyed their infinite energy source. Or it wasn't infinite, it was just substantially large. Oh my, look at that. The energy usage is happening. Not enough ammo needs to connect to network. Oh my poor airships. We are just gonna completely overwhelm with energy. No questions about it. I don't care if this drains my swamp. I just want this infinite wave to happen. Because again, every single one that runs out of energy is essentially a victory for us. We are going to be able to push in further, not need to use as many. Look at that, boom, out of energy right there. That is 2 down. And I think we might even start to see some things getting in. Their energy reserves here, out. Our creep on this side, actually getting in exactly where we want it to be. So, oh, even this side's starting to lose their energy reserve. Beautiful. We're even hearing some things explode. So, yeah, that's what we want to see. Let's get some mesh in here. Again, look at that energy. They are even running low on energy, and they haven't even been firing. They are out of energy just from the not spores, the skimmers. Let's see if the lure system can work. So if we lure right there, no, that is not going to work. Unfortunate. I really want this lure to work. Will you work? Right there? Is that blowing up the lure? No, that's blowing up the main area, but it is also almost entirely out of ammo. And actually, it doesn't even have a pylon, so I'm pretty happy with that too. Yeah. Sucks to say that this is the prime way, I think, to do it. I wish there were like maybe lure sections on the outside that we could, you know, lure up and just draw their attention. I think that would be a really nice addition. It would give you your minuscule amount of energy a huge amount of impact. Because again, our energy is very, very low. Still at 3. And lures working on the airships is incredible, but we need to put them in a place. They need to get powered. And it's not like they're getting powered anywhere else. Although maybe if we were to do blubbers or eggers, maybe that. Okay, I'm gonna try some. We're gonna get some eggers. We're gonna toss them down. Oh, in here is this is our best breeding pool, in all honesty, because there's just so much creep between these. We're gonna toss a ton of eggers down. I have not yet seen this, so this may work. And oh, there we have it. We are completely decimating them. And I want to see if we can get a lure now. See, we can't put lure in the abyss, in essence. That is kind of what I was hoping to see. But we're definitely going to keep our mesh moving, because this is pushing in. This side, mesh is coming up. They are out of ammo. We are pushing in both sides at once. There really isn't too much left that they can do, because their power is draining. We do have Crimson, which is nice. We're going to move that up because we might as well. Oh, we do have creep over there coming. So that might be where we can put some more. So this is what I was talking about. If we can put... Oh, no, we can't build down there either. It does help it flow in, without a doubt. We can see over here, right there, flow around. It'd be great if we could put a lure right there. You know, right, would be perfect. You know, we can't. Doesn't really need it at this point. We have so much creep, actually. I'm surprised that we have as much as we do. We can definitely keep making more creep elements, but look at this. I think we've sufficiently drained them. They're still able to fight, of course, but I'm feeling pretty good. Let's toss an egger right on the front line. See if they can get in. I'm just a little... This is more out of curiosity. See, it creates a nice little wave when they destroy those eggs. That's what I wanted to see, how well that tiny little wave would work. Didn't work that well, but, you know, you take what you can get. The creep is coming in. Our power is just too strong. And now that we're sort of spreading around, there's nothing even these two can do. We have too much creep. And yeah, this is definitely a long one. Definitely a fun one. definitely a fun one. Once this pylon goes down too, that officially can't rearm, although you know they really couldn't rearm that well anyway. Again, keep the emission coming. Don't really care. This Crimsonator should be moved up because why not? Keep the Crimson on the front lines. They are holding things back. I'm actually amazed that they're holding back the spread of the mesh more than anything else. Is that just an egg? It's just an egg there? Well, let's destroy this. Let's actually... Can we get, say, a lore activated right there? It is! That's what you want to see. There you go. Same thing. If we put a lure right there, means this area is safe to sort of creep on in. That lure is the winning lure. As you can see, that one lure stopped these two, took them out. The mesh is here. The creep is here. This should completely overtake them. We have taken the base. I'm going to wait for every single one of these freaking airships to be destroyed because that is what they deserve. They deserve nothing left, or nothing less even, than to be completely and utterly destroyed. And it has happened. The mesh has taken over the planet. And yeah, that was a pretty solid end. Took a little bit. Definitely took some effort, but this was the harder version. Let's see. Time was not great, I will say. Let's rift jump away. See how our times hold up. Honestly, an hour and 38 minutes? Quite a good time. I mean, there are definitely a few that are beating us. There's an hour and 5, an hour 10, an hour 26, an hour and 1. But for the most part, hour 26 is a pretty good time. And if I had known that lures affected airships from the beginning, which I now do, I definitely could cut off a substantial portion of time. From the beginning, you know, from the beginning we could have overwhelmed a certain side earlier, really pushed forward, and got our creep generation to the point where we then destroy the air bases and things like that. So yeah, I've learned a lot. It was a long map, but we did pretty good with that, so I'm pretty happy with that. That has been Pack Shaper Adaptation 2. Thank you for checking this out. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like, a comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. I do appreciate it, and will reply to every comment that I am able to as fast as possible. So please have a wonderful day, and I will catch you next time. Take care.